Salama Jaran, Assyrian greeting for blessings. There are many different things to talk about, but what we're going to talk about first are the Galactic Federation of Light ships. Now, some ships have been specifically chosen for the First Contact fleet. Now, those of you who don't know what the Galactic Federation of Light is, they are beings composed of 200,000 star nations, star leagues, and confederations. The ships that I'll be talking about are the ones that are well known to you, or they're the ones that will be carrying out First Contact. And what First Contact is they're going to land their ships on Earth, and then they are going to allow people to come into their ships and give them tours, let them ask questions, and explain to them all the questions that they have. There is a 3-phase command system that is provided for. This system starts with the interstellar mothership that are in orbit or near this planet. Some of them are as far out as Pluto and Neptune. The second level, the command ships, or the atmospheric motherships. And the third level are the scout ships themselves. And there are some people, the medical teams, that will actually land on the planet, cloak themselves, and take care of the particular processes of the various changes that we're going. Okay, so we're going to look at these different ships. First, we're going to start with the command ship. First, there is the Palladian atmospheric mothership. It looks like a 3,000-foot long cigar case or cigar. It's rounded because there are no points allowed in the ship. If there were corners, then it would cause a problem with the plasma flow. So all these ships you'll see are basically rounded. Now when you look at the ships, you'll see what are called hangars on the sides of the ship. These are the entrances to the hangars. Now they're also, all the ships are living beings, and this is the first aspect of what's different from their ships opposed to our ship. They feel like they are in service to their crews. Now they can cloak themselves instantaneously if they need to. So what these ships are doing is atmospheric research, or they will be doing Earth research, which is looking at the different aspects of our planet. Now these particular beings that I'm speaking of are Palladians. Now I'll talk a little bit about how the ships operate. The plasma field can extend as far as 3 miles when it is in deep space. However, when it's in the planet's atmosphere, the plasma field can be as close as 200 yards from the hull. So there are fields around the ship. There's an inner field and an outer field. The inner field is the inertialess plasma field. So the propulsion plasma field is on the outside. Now the next command ship that we'll be talking is the Arcturian mothership. Now this ship is also 3,000 feet in diameter. However, its appearance is different. It looks more like a lens or contacts. If you took 2 contacts and you put them together, that's kind of like what it looks. Now on the top of the ships, there's these little seed-like things. They look like seeds. Those are to the hangar decks. Now in the Palladian ships, the hangar decks are in the middle of the ship. However, the Arcturian ship is designed for a different purpose. It's designed primarily for the medical teams. In the middle section, This is Galactic Predictions, and I have 9 are the main healing places where they do their healing. Those are to the hangar decks. Now in the Palladian ships, the hangar decks are in the middle of the ship. Or they can carry as much as 500 scouts. Now the motherships are 300 miles long. So its shape is similar to a tadpole, but the middle is larger than the ends. The propulsion system is in the middle of ship, operating up and down. So the best way to describe what the ships are made out of is, imagine if metal was alive. If metal was alive. So it's made out of a type of metal that is living. And it has a personality, and it can think and reason. Many of the ships actually have their own names. They look at themselves as being a part of a clan, a part of a group. The first thing you do when you go on a ship is you feel the energy of it. So it greets you and it surrounds you with an incredible energy. It surrounds you with this energy that is so loving, and it makes you feel loved and at peace, and it makes you feel joy. As you're walking through the ship, you can feel the ship telling you how important and how much it cares for you. Now, Sheldon was taken to the main conference hall. Now, Sheldon was taken to a conference hall, and it was a massively huge conference hall, at least as big as a football field. And there were these chairs around this huge table, and these chairs, when you sit in them, they would pretty much be so comfortable, and they would adjust themselves to help you to be comfortable. And you could feel this energy surrounding you when you sat in them. Now there were these rods that Sheldon talks about that are 6 to 8 feet above, and they levitate. Apparently they have energy that lets them levitate. And they create holograms. And the holograms look extremely real. And those holograms were used to help teach Sheldon the things that he learned. In fact, the holograms would look so real, when you look up, it would look like you were looking through a window instead of looking at the rods. The holographic images could also talk, and you could actually interact with them. Now, when you walked around on the ships, it didn't feel like you were stepping on a floor like you would on Earth. It felt like everything was rubberized, so that when you stepped on it, it felt like you had perfect balance, perfect support for your feet. Now, one of the most incredible places to go to was the cargo hold. Now, the cargo hold is where the fleets can fly in. Now, the holes were up to 200 feet tall, and they were the size of a football field. Well, he doesn't specifically say that there are ships in the cargo hold, but there's, that's just something that I assumed, but he did talk about these things that you could put stuff on them, and you could just think about them moving to a certain place, and they would telepathically receive your message, and then they would just move things around to help you with your work or whatever you're doing. Now, the recreational rooms were near where the cargo rooms were. The women were 6 feet or slightly taller, and the men were around 7 feet tall. And they were incredible beings. They had this huge light around them. You could feel the energy from them. Now, when Sheldon had to leave the ship, he felt really bad about it because he didn't want to leave, because there's so much love on it, and the people are so caring, and even when you're alone, you can talk to the ship. Now, these ships are above us and around our planet. Not only do these command ships operate in our atmosphere and the interstellar Sirian, so I'm going to start talking about scout ships. Now, they are a part of the vast fleet that is coming for first contact. So I'll be talking to you about the Palladian scout ships. On the top is the field emitter, the directional field emitter, and on the top, but it's not exactly the top, there's the crew and passenger cabin. It carries up to 6 people. And then on the bottom, there's the propulsion system, and they're approximately 35 to 57 feet in diameter. Now, most of the Palladians have atmospheres that are very similar to us. Their ships can easily adapt themselves to our atmosphere. Its purpose is to monitor the atmosphere and serve as a liaison ship for ferrying personnel to and from inner Earth. The next ship that I'll talk about is an old Andromedan scout ship. Now, the one I'll be talking to you about is actually one that they've discontinued, but it looks like I'm running low on time, so thank you for listening. Please watch my next video and have a wonderful day.